JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Hi guys. Before we go into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. My wife is a self-made woman, says Holness. Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Thursday described his wife, House Speaker Juliette Holness, as an independent and self-made woman, a seemingly indirect address to the criticism of Mrs. Holness that led to the walkout of the House of Representatives by government members of Parliament on Tuesday. He gave the shout-out to his wife during his opening remarks of his contribution to the 2024-2025 budget debate, during which he also welcomed his mother, who was present in the galley.
I want to thank my family for their love and support.
Every time.
In particular, Juliette. An independent woman. A self-made woman. Who has achieved all that she has on her own effort, in her own right.
On Tuesday, during his contribution to the budget debate, Opposition leader Mark Golding earned the ire of government MPs after he criticized the appointment of the Speaker, who was a Member of Parliament for St. Andrew East Rural, as bad practice. The head of Parliament is not the spouse of the head of government. This does not sit well with the tradition that the Speaker must act independently of the government of the day, Golding said. The Speaker is intended to be independent and must act independent of the government of the day. That is the tradition, he insisted, while he was being shouted down by government MPs who took offense to his remarks and walked out of the chamber en masse, led by the Prime Minister. JCF mourns death of policeman. The police in St. Mary have been left shocked and saddened by the sudden passing of their colleague, 27-year-old Constable Shaquille Ellis. Ellis was assigned to the Detention and Courts Unit, died on Thursday morning. He was a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, for 7 years. Police reports are that Ellis was at home with his mother in Rock River in Richmond about 6 a.m. when she went to wake him, but found him unresponsive. The Richmond police responded, and Ellis was taken to the Onotobe Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. According to the police, no signs of violence were seen during their preliminary investigation. They are awaiting the results of a post-mortem. The police high command says it's saddened by the death of Ellis. It says the force's chaplaincy branch and welfare department are providing support to the family members, friends, and colleagues of Constable Ellis. 2 people rushed to hospital after vehicle goes over precipice in St. Mary. 2 people rushed to hospital after the motor vehicle in which they were traveling went over a precipice on the Temple Hall Main Road in St. Mary around midday on Thursday. The incident reportedly involved a Subaru Impreza with 3 people aboard, which collided with a Prado motor vehicle. It is said that the driver of the Subaru escaped serious injuries. It is alleged that the Subaru driver overtook a line of traffic and lost control when he hit the Prado. Bike taxi operator shot while cleaning his motorcycle. A bike taxi operator was shot by a lone gunman as he cleaned his motorcycle at Racecourse, Grangeville on Tuesday morning. The police said the gunman brandished a gun and opened gunfire at him. In fear for his life, the injured man ran off to elude the gunman. The gunman reportedly made good his escape on foot in the area. When the shooting subsided, it was discovered that the man was shot. The police were summoned, and on their arrival, he was seen suffering from what appeared to be a gunshot wound to his back. He was transported to the hospital, where he was treated for his injuries and admitted in a serious but stable condition. According to the police's latest statistics, 20 people have been killed in Westmoreland since the start of the year. 2 men shot while being chased by gunmen in Westmoreland. 2 men were shot after gunmen chased and fired shots at them as they attempted to rob the motorcycle they were traveling on in Sheffield, Westmoreland, on Tuesday night. It is understood that the incident took place at 9:45 p.m. and that both men have been hospitalized in a serious but stable condition. Reports from the police saw that the driver of the motorcycle was driving his black comrade in a westerly direction, with the other man a civilian, when upon reaching a section of the Sheffield Main Road, they were pounced upon by two men traveling on another motorcycle. The pillion on the motorcycle brandished a gun and ordered the driver to stop and hand over his motorcycle. In fear for his life, the driver sped off, during which the gunman reportedly opened gunfire at them. He then continued driving, while the gunman began to give chase while firing. The pillion then fell from the motorcycle. However, the driver managed to elude his attackers and hid in a yard where he summoned the police. On arrival of the police, the driver was seen suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds to his back, whilst the other man was found some distance away lying on a section of the roadway, also suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds to his back and groin. Both injured men were subsequently transported by the police to the hospital where they were admitted. Two nabbed as FID seeks to combat fraud targeting banks and their customers. The Financial Investigations Division FID says it has stepped up its operations in response to a surge in fraudulent schemes targeting banks and their customers, arresting 15 people in the last year. The FID says the latest arrest came on March 14 when Javina Baker and Daniel McNaughton were nabbed during an operation carried out with assistance from the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch CTOC and the St. Andrews South Police. The FID says Baker is charged with conspiracy to defraud, unauthorized access to computer data, and making a device available for committing an offense. The FID says Baker is charged with conspiracy to defraud, unauthorized access to computer data, and making a device available for committing an offense. Meanwhile, McNaughton is charged with simple larceny, conspiracy to defraud, possession of criminal property, engaging in a transaction involving criminal property, unauthorized access to computer data, and making a device available for committing an offense. The FID says it's investigating several other persons who are suspected to be involved in this fraudulent scheme. It says investigative resources have been dedicated to countering the trend with the goal of identifying and prosecuting all related parties, including those who support laundering the stolen funds through their bank accounts. We urge persons to resist the temptation of getting involved in financial crimes, as the FID and its partners are adequately resourced to investigate these matters and to ensure you do not benefit from the proceeds of crime. The FID's Principal Director of Investigations, Keith Darren, said. 59 Haitian orphans arrive in Jamaica. The group of 59 orphans from the Haiti Children Private Charity were today processed at the Errol Flynn Marina in Portland. The children, who have disabilities, arrived in Jamaica by boat along with 13 caregivers on Thursday morning. The group was received by a team comprising representatives from the Portland Health Department, members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and the Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard. After disembarking the boat, they were taken to tents set up at the marina where they were processed and fed. The mustard seed communities, which will be providing care for the children on Wednesday, said that the process was facilitated. The mustard seed communities, which will be providing care for the children on Wednesday, said that the process was facilitated and supported by the Ministries of Health, National Security, and Foreign Affairs. The international recognized charity says it is making all necessary provisions to ensure the children, all of whom are French-speaking, are safe and comfortable in a foreign environment. Discussions had been ongoing for the children to be transferred to Jamaica since last June after 3 died amid escalating violence in Haiti. Alleged scammer reportedly dies before trial, girlfriend still facing charges. The case of the Trelawney couple, who were arrested on lottery scamming charges in May 2023, has been set for April 16 in the St. James Parish Court following the reported death of one of the defendants. Rocky Johnson, a bartender for Water Lane, Zion Hill, addressed in Trelawney, had her bail extended by presiding parish judge Sasha Mary Ashley on Tuesday, after the court was advised that the other defendant, Johnson's boyfriend, Tajay Douglas, is dead. It was disclosed that a scene of crime report was done in respect to Douglas's death, but that the Communication Forensic and the Cybercrime Division report is still outstanding. It was not revealed how or when Douglas died. The file is not yet ready, and there are some administrative things that need to be done. If you intend to get a lawyer, you need to work on that, Judge Ashley advised Johnson before extending her bail to April 16. According to a report provided by the Corporate Communications Unit, on May 29, 2023, Between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m., Douglas and Johnson visited the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston to collect a package from a courier. However, anomalies were detected by customs agents shortly after. The package was searched, and more than 20 credit cards were allegedly found inside cell phones and calculators. When questioned, the couple could not account for the cards. After the interview, police officers from St. James and Trelawney, alongside personnel from the Jamaica Customs Agency, conducted a secondary search at the couple's Water Lane home in Trelawney, where an on-site examination was done on 2 cell phones. They were found to be populated with identity and the banking information of persons residing overseas. Johnson and Douglas were arrested and subsequently charged with possession of identity information, distributing identity information, possession of access device, trafficking in access device, and causing money to be transported to Jamaica illegally. JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.